Let us make our calling and election sure that yon blessed city. At this time, we're having a tribute from Mr. Linden, Griffith's cousin.
Good afternoon, everyone. My tribute to Dr. Rita Johnson Cooley. Now let me digress to the name that I am most comfortable with. That's Dimple. And I'm sure her mother won't mind it. I met Dimple for the first time in December of 1997 when I came to Jamaica with my 5-year-old daughter, along with my late mother, to meet my grandfather. That was the first time I set my eyes on this very cute but shy little girl with a magnificent, radiant smile, so radiant that it was hard to miss. She would peep around the door with that level of shyness and call to me. She would say, "Den Den," and then run and hide. And I fell in love with that little smile and that cute little girl. Little did I know that that radiant smile would become her mark of distinction for the ages. When I returned to Jamaica in August of 1985, she had already started school at Nazareth. When I returned again in 1987 to my grandfather's 89th birthday, she was still at Nazareth. She started high school sometimes between the late 1980s to the early 1990s. As she started her journey of higher learning, one could tell that she was destined for greatness. In her pubertive years, she migrated to the United States in 1992, completed high school, and continued her quest for higher learning. She went on to earn her bachelor's degree before returning to Jamaica. A very beautiful, gracious, dignified young lady to marry the love of her life, Andrew Cooley. A young lady who had all her priorities in the right perspective. A very bright, intelligent, energetic, and resilient mind. Always striving for excellence, never settled for mediocrity. Having married her husband, she returned to New York to sponsor her husband while continuing her work, and in the process of time, in the process of sponsoring her husband, she pursued her master's program. Her husband arrived sometimes later. She wasted no time at all to start her family while still pursuing her master's. Having earned her master's in the late 90s, the early 2000s, receiving her master's, one might have thought that was her plateau. Not so for her. While she may have an appointment with destiny, in essence, she was destined for the throne. The highest prize, the gold, her doctorate. Realizing that the prize was before her, she remained steadfast and focused while still raising her family and working. The more she excelled, the more beautiful and dignified and regal she became. She deported herself with absolute grace. On her stride upward, Dimple never ever displayed in any way, shape, or form any semblance of high-headed pride or bigotry, but rather the contrary. Each step of her upward journey was marked by meekness and humility, seasoned by the grace of the Almighty. She had a personality that was endearing. There was absolutely no facade about her. Dimple was the real deal. What you saw was what you got. If you met Dimple and you didn't like her, something is wrong with you, not with her. She was kind, compassionate, and caring. She married a husband to whom she was totally dedicated, committed, and faithful. Andrew, I say to you this morning, you must have been blessed with the magic formula on how to win the love of a true heart and the merits to keep it. She was never pompous or proud. She never looked down on anyone with contempt or disdain, regardless of their station in life. She was able to see worth and value in any and everyone. Very soft-spoken. I've never heard her raise her voice, let alone get into a shouting match. But whenever she opened her mouth, she did so with such eloquence and grace and dignity that her audience was always profoundly impacted. I read a quote some years ago that said, "Sense shines with double luster when it is done in humility." I don't know who coined that phrase, But I want to tell you this morning that Dimple exemplified that phrase in its entirety. Is it any wonder then that she has chosen for her career profession teaching? At age 48, what an exemplary character. She respected, she was well loved by all her family, well respected and admired by her peers, friends, and associates. Rita would walk in the crowd of the upper class of society, or the upper echelons of society, and walk in the hall of honor, engage in the circle of the most astute intellectual, and still come home as the humble girl from Mars. Dimple had a deep and abiding faith in her Lord that she held dear to her whole being. Her radiant smile was always captivating. I went to New York in July of 2019 to celebrate with her as she graduated with her PhD. And if you did not know her, you would not know who she is, because she was not the one to come and tell you. Upon hearing of her departure, I just could not process it. There I was, gripped in the jaws of grief. And then this old children's hymn in the Moravian Church came to me that brought me some semblance of comfort. The hymn is, when he cometh to make up his jewels, all his jewels, precious jewels, his love and his own. Like the stars of the morning, his bright crown adorning, they shall shine in their beauty, bright gems for his crown. The last time I saw Rita was almost 5 years ago at this very place. There is still a vivid picture of her regal figure, still permanently etched in my mind. And the last time I spoke with her was either late October to late November of 2024. In my conversation, I was lavishing praise on her, as I always do. What I'm saying this morning is not new to her, for she knew it all, and I never failed to tell her, don't wait until someone is gone to lavish praise. Tell them in the here and now. I said to her, Dimple, you're such a beautiful girl with such a regal figure. You remind me in so many ways as Kate Middleton. And she paused, and then she laughed out loud and responded. She said, Uncle Linden, you need glasses. Believe me, I didn't need no glasses. If she had said to me, Uncle Linden, I'm better looking than Kate Middleton, I would unreservedly agree with her. But she did not say that. That's how humble she was. She was unique. She was beautiful inside out. What a legacy. What a story her life has been. Her season of life has abruptly comes to an end on January 10, 2025. Whatever the date is, now that's on the 16th. Your race is fully run. She's crossed the finish line. Mission accomplished. Therefore, we come to thank God for your life. To all of us, family, friends, and associates, for the great blessings to all of us, and also to release you into the presence of the Almighty. She finished strong, tall, radiant, and beautiful. Country and Western singer George Jones wrote a song in tribute to all the country and Western singers that passed. And in the song he said, Who will fill their shoes? Who's gonna stand that tall? Who will play at the Opry or the Wabash Cannonball? And in conclusion he said, Lord, I wonder who's gonna fill their shoes. Dimple was one of a kind. She was unique in all of her sphere. We come today, as the songwriter says, like the stars of the morning, they shall shine in their beauty. We release you into his eternal presence as that precious jewel or that beautiful red rose that is gathered forever to bloom in the Master's bouquet. Farewell, Dimple. Farewell. May your soul rest in eternal peace and light perpetual shine upon you. Rest in peace.
I want to thank those who have already come and done their part. Before I continue, I'm going to ask the driver of a blue van, 8031 FE, if he could or he or she could remove that vehicle. 8031 FE. It's a blue van.